The research we're looking at here today is looking at Xtend application, in this case 22 ounces on about 6 to 8 inch Palmer Amaranth, and then following up 7 days later with a pint of FlexStar. Now, about 10% of the population out here is FlexStar resistant, but what this treatment kind of shows is that the Dicamba, even though it is basically predisposing the Palmer Amaranth in such a way that the FlexStar is now actually effective on it, even though it is PPO resistant, is what we're looking at here. Now, if we look at the next treatment to the right and compare it to what we're looking at here, you'll see a pretty big difference. So the treatment we're looking at here is 22 ounces of Xtend, again on that 6 to 8 inch Palmer Amaranth, followed by 7 days later another application of 22 ounces of Xtend. And you can see the sequential application of Dicamba is really set these pigweeds back. Most of them I don't think are going to go anywhere. The tops are pretty much blown out. But we still have some Palmer Amaranth here, as opposed to the other application where we had 22 ounces of Xtend followed by FlexStar. So what's happening here? Why are we getting such a better control of these Palmer pigweed at a pretty good size with the FlexStar application? And my theory is, and it's just a theory at this point, that the Dicamba is basically messing up the mechanisms in the Palmer Amaranth that give it FlexStar resistance, enough to the point that FlexStar is effective again. And what we're seeing here in this population is about 10% of this population is FlexStar resistant or PPO resistant. So one thing we wanted to look at is, does that translate to a location where a lot higher part of the population is FlexStar or PPO resistant? And in some cases where we were gone to, well, one for sure location we went to in the Lauderdale County bottom, where it's 90% of the population is FlexStar or PPO resistant and has multiple resistance mechanisms in the plants, we're still seeing a FlexStar application after an application of Dicamba is being very effective. Take home point with all the Dicamba drift worries we have right now, on a follow-up application, I don't see any reason why we can't go with a FlexStar or a Blazer or a Cobra and take out these cripples that maybe Dicamba didn't get in that first pass.